Hi everyone. So here is the public case study that I announced a couple of days back in community tab. So and also I thank all of you for great response and for your valuable comments and inputs. So I will try my best to capture most of the activities that I perform on this particular site as I make the progress. So let me start with the details. So here is the purchase summary or site summary. I purchased this site just a few days back from Facebook groups, one of the Facebook group, and the micro niche is floor mats. So primarily it may fall under home and kitchen niche, but not limited to that, because floor mats can also be used for yoga, which may fall into health fitness niche, and automobiles also use floor mats. So it will cut across multiple niches, but primarily it falls under home and kitchen. It is about 15 months to 1.5 year, nearly 15 to 18 months old. And site has 89 articles. However, most of them are not appearing in Google and also not getting ranked. So more or less, like a lot of articles are more like a dead content. I don't know exactly what is the problem. Once I debug, I will get to know exactly what is the problem. But for now, hardly about around 25 articles are appearing in Google. About 150K is the word count. Purchased it for 350K US dollar, sorry, 350 US dollars, not K, 350 US dollars. And currently the site is hitting about 400 page views per month, on an average about 15 page views per day. And current earnings are about $10, but this is the claim by seller. I did not verify because earnings are so low, I did not really bother to verify. So this is the summary. And the site is floormatreview.com. Let me show you the site. So here is the site that I'm talking about, which I purchased. This is going to be basically the public case study. Now, one word of basically the caution or input to all of you: don't immediately jump on this particular micro niche. Two reasons. One is this is slightly a tricky micro niche because it falls under multiple niches. Second thing is the product cost is not great for floor mats. It is roughly at about $20–30. So you may struggle to really earn good money with respect to from Amazon. So I don't really recommend this micro niche to go for if you are starting a new site. If I am starting a new site today, I won't pick this particular micro niche. So you may ask me, then why did I buy this? Because I saw two attributes. One is the cost was very low, and also I saw there are a lot of articles already published. So when I see this combination, I get little tempted. This is my weakness. When I see a heavy content site available for low money, I normally get little tempted. I feel like I may do something to make some money. So if you look at all these statistics, right, even if I can push this site to about $100 per month, then I can sell it off for $3,000. That's a good enough money to earn from with little effort. But when I'm starting a new site, if I want to start a new site, I always look for $1,000 plus earnings. So then only it makes sense, because when you are starting a new site, you need to invest a lot of effort in research and all those things. But if you are buying this kind of asset, it is all about little effort, some modification, and then you can flip it. Because of those reasons, I purchased it. Otherwise, if I had to start new site, I won't go for this kind of a micro niche. Okay, so that's the summary. And then also, anyway, context has come. I want to add one more point here. Lot of you have been asking me about niche selection. For that question alone, I won't be able to answer, because I always advise you to go for niche that works for you. The niche that works for you may not really work for others. So typically, if you are looking for a profitable niches, finance, health, outdoor, these are profitable niches. You can very well go for it. But can you really write? Do you have enough resources to basically write? And do you have enough of comfort with the niche to continue for 2 years? These are the things you need to consider, because blogging is not a sprint, it is a marathon. You need to at least persist with the niche and site for minimum 2 years to see the earnings. So if you just pick up some niche that because somebody advised, it may not really work for you. Because of this reason, I always advise pick the niche that works for you, depending on your comfort, your confidence, and also the resources you are available to you. For example, there are a couple of bloggers I know who are making a lot of money from dating niche. That has a good money, but I just hate that niche. I will never ever make a site in this niche. So it may be profitable, but I am not comfortable to go with that niche. Likewise, every person is different. So don't just go by with the technical attributes or technical parameters. When you are picking up the niche, look at your side, personal side also, your confidence, your comfort, most importantly your resources and your interest to persist with that particular niche. Then accordingly you pick the niche. Okay, that's my answer for all those questions who have been that were asking me about the niche selection. Okay, so let's move on. Well, so these are the details I am, at least as of now, I plan to cover as part of this journey. These are anyway the actions that I need to take on this particular site. So as and when I make progress, I will keep documenting, I will keep sharing with all of you, and in between if any new activity comes as requires, I will keep adding to this particular list. So to start with, the first one is the validation. Before we actually purchase the site, what are all the things that we verify for? So there are 3-4 things that I normally look for. One is I look for content, if there is any duplicate content. I also look for if there any AdSense approval already, and I also look for any Google Google core update impact was there. So these are the some of the things I primarily look for, and also other one is images, if there is any copyright related stuff. So, and to start with, for this particular site, the moment I saw the site, there was a Google AdSense active on this particular site. Now it is not there. I just asked the seller to remove it. So, but when I purchased it, the AdSense was there. Because of this, I got the confidence that probably the content quality won't be so low. And then next thing what I did was, I went to the analytics to see if there are any core because any Google update impact and all that. So here is the statistics. So the site is about 15 to 18 months old. You can see here, this is the floormatreview.com, and I just picked up from the site is, I think, active from somewhere in the from August 2020. From here on, you can see here there is only a gradual growth. There is no any sudden spike and sudden fall. So this gives me some kind of a positive sign. Normally I like this kind of trends. This indicates that there was never heavy Google core update impact on this particular site. So that's what my the other validation was. Once I verified these two things, I was comfortable with this particular site. I think I can go ahead. We immediately negotiated on the price and closed the deal for $350. Then we got into a call related to the payment transfer. So payment transfer, if you are not very sure about the seller, and if you see any kind of a risk, I always suggest go with the platforms like escrow. So here is the escrow. So this is the kind of a middleman with respect to financial transactions. So you can actually create an entry here. The money will be held by this particular platform till all the transactions are done. Once done, then it will get released. So this is a safe bet. I normally go with this particular platform. So here also we agreed that we will go with escrow only. Then we realized both of us live in the same country. Then we thought we will actually quickly catch up and see if there are any alternate options. And here is the surprise. The moment we got connected over call, the seller, the person, the gentleman recognized my voice. It seems he also follows my YouTube videos. So that immediately created a connection between us, and we were very comfortable. We spoke more other details. So I was then very confident about making the money transfer. So we did not go with this platform. I told him that I will directly do the bank transfer, and you basically hand over the assets to me. So that's really surprise. World is very small. So he is one of the guys who have been watching my YouTube videos, it seems. So that's how we closed the deal. So these are all the things that I performed. I normally perform, and I also performed with respect to this particular site. The next one is once the deal is closed, the next one is the website transfer. So normally I always thought that this is a very obvious thing. Most of you know about it. But last time when I created that my site number 7 flip case study, I got a lot of questions from you to explain the technical process after purchasing the site. So that's why I actually included this point. So there are mainly two steps are there. One is you need to do a domain transfer, and second you need to do the actual website files transfer. So these are the things you need to do. So first, domain transfer. If both of you are on the same domain provider, then it will be very easy. All you need to, within few minutes it will be done. If it is not the case, then there will be little processes there, but it won't be so tough. So for example, I am on Namecheap. This is the site you can see here, and fortunately the seller is also on Namecheap. So all he need to do is he will have to go here, sharing or transfer, and just need to give my email ID or username. Then I get an alert and it will be done. If that is not the case, if the service providers are different, then what it needs to be done is this buyer need to actually initiate the transfer. Then there will be a code get generated, so that need to pass to the seller. He just need to input here, it will be done. If you have any confusion related to that, just ping your customer service of your domain provider. They will tell you the exact process. Very simple, 3-4 steps will be there, no confusion. If there is a confusion, ask them, they will help you out. Here both of us were in Namecheap. So he just entered my details. The moment he entered my details, immediately a mail got triggered. This is the mail I received. So this is to notice you that, inform you that there is a request to change the ownership of this particular domain. I just click this and automatically it got shifted. So within 2 minutes the domain ownership got changed from him to me. So I became the owner of this particular domain. That's the first thing. So that's first domain transfer. Next, the website file transfer. So he hosted the site somewhere, I think NameHero or some other hosting. I normally go with SiteGround. So typically process I follow is all starter sites I host it on SiteGround. Once site gets about, let's say, 30K 40K traffic, then I actually move those sites to WPX. That's the process I normally follow. So here also I wanted the site to be transferred to the SiteGround. So there are multiple ways to do that. One is you can actually do a archival, that means you download all the files and then upload on SiteGround. That is option one. Second option is you can actually pay some maybe 30-40 bucks to the customer service support team. They will take care of all those things. But if you are with SiteGround, there is another option is also there. There is a small plugin called SiteGround Migrator. You just initiate there, it will get done. I normally use that. So let me show you what it is. So this is the site. Let me take you to the dashboard. So there is a plugin called SiteGround Migrator. So install plugins, if you go here, so you can see a plugin called SiteGround Migrator. I just install this plugin. Once you install this plugin, then I go to my I went to my hosting. This is the SiteGround my hosting, and then when I try to add a site, it will ask either it is a new domain or existing domain. I pick the existing domain, and then it will ask me some domain name. So this is maybe this is floormat, right? I will pick up floormatnewdomain.com, because if I pick the same domain now, I already added, right? It will say duplicate. Now say continue. So then it will actually ask which method. So domain name is not registered, so you want to continue, yes, continue, and then so just continue. Now it will ask if you want to start a new site or you want to do a migration. So because it is just a migration, I pick this. If you are actually starting a brand new blank website, you can go for this. So pick migrate website. Now it asks multiple options. One is, do you want their team to transfer manually? So they charge about $30 US. So if you don't want to go with all this hassle, just pay them $30. They will take care of everything. Otherwise, there is a plugin is there, something called SiteGround Migrator. I have just shown you. I pick this. Once I picked up, once I say continue, it will finish. It will generate a code here. So it creates the site, and then just to hold on. It takes maybe a minute or so. Yeah. So you can see here there is a code generated here. You copy this particular token and then go to your site, and then go to here, there is a SG migrator, this is SiteGround migrator, click on it. The moment you click on it, it will open up asking for the code. You just type this token number here, you initiate the migration. Within I think 5 to 10 minutes of time, the entire site will get transferred to your SiteGround. And then once that is done, what you need to do, so there are DNS changes are there. You go to your domain provider, and there you have your domain, and just so there you will have an option to change the DNS. See here, so custom DNS, I already modified this, and as per your hosting provider you can modify it. That's about it. Very simple. But if you see all these things are complicated, you can actually reach out the customer support, and then they will help you out to transfer. But once I always follow this step, this is very simple. Once I give this token number here, initiate the transfer, within 5 minutes normally site gets automatically migrated. This is the process I normally follow. So that's about the website files transfer. These are the two things. So this is done already, and this is also done. Then we will come to the remaining plugins and all those things. As of now, I did not make much of changes. The only plugin I installed here is WP word count, because in this summary I just wanted to see how much of word count is there. For that I installed this particular WP word count plugin. If you see my analytics report, I normally show a screenshot of how many articles, how many words of content is published, right? This is the plugin I use. You go to statistics here, it will show all the details about how many articles are there and what is the word count and all that. So to capture these details, I installed this plugin. Otherwise I did not do anything else so far. So these are the details. So we covered first 2 steps, and then very shortly I am going to make some progress on other activities also. As and when I take some action for related to these activities, I will create a video and keep sharing with you. Next step is going to mainly to see how I can forward the Amazon links to using my tracking ID. That I will cover in the next video. So till now, whatever I explained, if you have any questions, please do ask in the comment section. Thanks once again for watching. Bye.